everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. After our playthrough of Interceptor Ace earlier this morning, we're heading back to the Terra Mystica universe once again for the third time in as many days to play Age of Innovation, this time from Virland Spiel. Of the three games set in the Terra Mystica universe, this obviously is the newest of the two. It's got elements similar to Terra Mystica and Gaia Project, both, the two games that came before it. It's more like, it's almost like Terra Mystica's School Edition is kind of the way I would put this, but it feels different enough with elements from Gaia Project that it warrants its own spot in the collection, so we're going to give this another go. There's a fair amount to explain before we even get to our faction, so let's start off with what the cult tracks look like. We'll work our way around the board here a little bit. We got the cult tracks are actually research tracks this time. So we've got the economy track, the law track, engineering, and medicine. We need a city formed to get past the level 7 on each track, and each track gives us a different resource during income phase. If we advance up to level 9 on the economy track, we'll gain 3 coins on income phase. The law track will give us 6 power at that threshold. The engineering track will give us a worker, or a tool I should say it's called in this game, and the medicine track will give us 3 victory points. In addition, there's a dummy player similar to Gaia Project that we're representing in yellow, with the markers starting on 2 and one of the 2 spaces occupied on each track. As far as our bonus tiles go, we'll tip down slightly. Our round boosters, the first one is when you send a scholar, you get 2 victory points, and you gain a scholar on income phase. Next one is when you pass, you get 1 victory point per university. Actually, you get to advance 1 on a track per university you have out. Actually, that's a school, I should say. And 4 coins on income. That one's just a straight 6 coins on income. This one gives you an action to build a free bridge, and you gain a book on income phase. Then you can go up 1 on any track, and you gain 2 workers on income phase. So the Autumn will take this booster because it's the first one of the group. And then as for us, which one do we want? I think I'm going to take the 2 tools and advance 1 on any research track. We'll put 3 coins on these, which I was not remembering to do during Terra Mystica when I played that on Tuesday. We can also see, if we tip back up, we can also see that we've got our actions in shot right here. We'll zoom out just a touch so we can catch the extra book actions in shot as well. But let's go through our round action goals first. During round 1, if it'll ever focus, we're trying to put guilds out. For every 3 we're up on the law track, we gain a book, and the Autumn will gain 2 victory points because they're playing with the simpletons today. Round 2 is about putting out schools. 4 victory points per school you're able to put out. You get 1 coin for every point you're up on the economy track, and the Autumn will gain 3 victory points. Round 3 is about putting down your palace or your university. You get 5 victory points for that. For every 2 up on the economy track, we'll gain a worker, and the Autumn will gain 4 victory points. Round 4 is the same thing, except the focus here is on the medicine track. Round 5, let me double check that, but I think that's about every time. For every point you advance on a track, you get 1 point. Every 3 on the medicine gives you a book, and the Autumn will gain 5 victory points on the medicine track. Round 6 is unique because it'll have 2 bonus actions. Normally you get a science bonus, but that being the last round of the game does last 6 rounds. Being the last round of the game, you have 2 extra bonus actions. So we'll let that focus there. When you take an innovation, which we'll be moving to go through, you get 5 victory points. When you put a stronghold down, you get 2, and the Autumn will get 8 for being on the medicine track. Then as far as our special book actions, we've got our power actions that we can take if we spend power. but we've also got new book actions in Age of Innovation. So our first possible book action is we can spend 2 books to upgrade a dwelling to a trading station. For our next book action, we can spend 1 book to gain 5 power, and three books to build a dwelling with 3 free spades. So that might be something we want to keep an eye on, but that will do it for the initial stuff at the board. Now let's go through our faction. We'll be playing as the Psychics on the Swamps. So you can see our board here. If you need to pause and take a look at it, you can. But we'll go through everything specific to the Swamp Psychics. We start off with a Scholar, 3 tools, and 15 coins. We start 1 up on the Economy and Medicine tracks, and we have an extra worker, which is reflected in our starting resources up here. There's our 4 tools, 15 coins, and our extra Scholar. So now we need to go through the Innovations board, which will include the Innovations, the Competency tiles, and our Palace tiles. This is one of the things that makes Age of Innovation different from Terra Mystica, and that I really like about it. The Innovations and Competency tiles give us various powers, as do the Palace tokens. This is where we might need the books to be able to take the Innovations. Costing 2 law and 2 medicine and 2 economy books, plus 1 of any other type. 1 time you get to place a neutral school, and you gain a competency tile with that. I believe is what that is. I know there's out. Okay, those are the Palace tiles. Ah, here we are. Yes. We have to build a neutral school and immediately gain a competency tile along with the corresponding books and discipline advances. Costing 2 engineering and medicine books plus 1 of each. Also, I should mention, if you don't have your palace built, it'll also cost you 5 coins. 1 time you get to place a school, and you get 5 victory points for that. For each school, you actually gain a 1-time bonus of 5 victory points for each school you have on the game board. Costing 2 economy books and 3 of any type. 1 time you get 2 victory points per dwelling you have, per dwelling, I think, on the board. Per workshop. They're actually called workshops, not dwellings. I'm so used to the Terra Mystica term that I'm calling them dwellings, but they're actually workshops. Costing 2 law and 3 of any type. Place a neutral university, and I believe you immediately form... You don't gain a competency for that, and it allows you to found a city with only 3 buildings, but still power value of 7, and you gain 2 victory points on income phase. That could be really good. Costing 2 engineering and 3 of any type. One-time communications bonus. Let me just look at what this is. One-time bonus of points based on the number of building groups on the board. Consists of 1 or more buildings that are adjacent. I'm going to bring this closer. Let it focus back in before I finish explaining it. Actually, I'm going to put the book down so I can finish letting it focus. There we are. For 4 groups, gain 8 points. 5 gain 12. For 6 or more, gain 18. And if you have fewer than 4 building groups, you don't gain any points. We probably won't want that because I doubt we'll get too many building groups going. And costing 2 medicine and 3 of any type. 1 time we gain 5 victory points per city we have. Is what I'd be willing to bet that is. Yep. Now the competencies, which we can advance in some combination of advancing on the respective track and gaining books. 3 on the economy track this will let us advance 3 on the economy track. When we pass, we get 2 victory points per city we have. 2 on the economy track and 2 on the economy track and an economy book. Book and a power on income phase. Then for 1 on the power track and 1 on the economy track and 2 economy books. 3 victory points and 2 coins on income. Now for the law tracks. 3 on the law track. A tool and 1 on any track on income phase. 2 on the law track and 1 law book. 1 time we get to use 2 spades. 1 on the law track and 2 law books. Special action to gain 4 power. Just to clarify, the bonuses I'm listing off, when I say the 3 on the whatever track or the combination of books, that's what you gain when you take that tile. And you can take a competency tile when you build a university or a school in your color. 3 on the engineering track. Whenever you send a scholar, you get 2 victory points, I believe is what that one is. Yes. All right, 2 on the engineering track and 1 engineering book. 1 time we get 2 annexes, which can add 1 power to a building, and it counts as another building for forming a city. 2 on the engineering track and 1 on the engineering track and 2 engineering books. Place a neutral tower, I believe that is. Yep, that counts as a build for other build power gains, and has power value of 2 plus on income phase. We'll gain 2 power and 2 coins. Now for the medicine track, 3 on the medicine track. When we pass, we gain victory points for our lowest tracks. For the scholar for the track at the lowest level, is what that is. Then for 2 on the medicine track and a medicine book. One-time bonus of a tool, 5 victory points, and 2 coins. And last up, 1 on the medicine track, 2 medicine books. Whenever we put a dwelling on a border space, or a workshop on a border space, gain 3 victory points. Now for our variable palace powers. This one's always available no matter the game. 2 power on income and a one-time bonus of 10 victory points. Our next possible random palace tile. 4 power on income phase, and 1 time you get to take a competency tile. And last up, 4 power on income phase, and when you pass, you get 3 points per school you have out. So those are the palace tokens that we have to choose from. Now let's move over and take our initial look at the board. We both start at 20 victory points, as you can see up here. I've got my first dwelling in the middle. The automata place their non-power structures down here. As for their power structure, they're up here, and I've got my other dwelling around that. So hopefully I'll be able to cycle some power off of that early, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself there. We're all set to get into this game, so let's jump right in. I forgot to mention, round 1 is once again about putting down guilds. So on income phase, I will get 5 tools, which the tools are on this side, because of course they are. That one's covered. 4 and 5 tools. And I believe that is it. So now we'll tip up toward the board, and we're up first. So for my first turn, I'm going to spend 2 tools and 3 coins. I could probably just call them workers, and I don't think anybody would be any the wiser. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade that dwelling, or that workshop, into a guild, and I will gain 3 victory points for that. 1, 2, 3. The Automa, as usual, turns the bottom 2 or 3. I believe it's 2. I just want to double check that. It was 2 in Terra Mystica, and it is 2 here. All right, so once again, just like in Terra Mystica and Gaia Project, this is their support card, this is their action card. So their first action is they're taking power actions, 2 from the left. So they're blocking off a book for 5 power and gain a scholar for 3 power. All right, then for my next turn, I think we're going to spend a tool, 5 coins, and my scholar to make my terraforming cheaper, which will mean it'll only cost me 2 workers per spade I need. But I also get to take 2 books for that. I'm going to take a... what do I want to take here? I'm going to take a... Ow. I'm going to take a law book and an economy book. As for the Automa's next turn, this was their action card last round. Also, when they get into the perpendicular section of their deck, we'll need to look for that icon to indicate that they're passing. As for their next action, they're taking a faction action, which is to transform and build around their power structures on priority B. So they can come down here, which will give them that. Then they'll put another dwelling down. That'll get a power token around it. And the Automa will then get 2 victory points, going up to 22. As for my next turn, I could take the 2 books to just upgrade this to a... You know what I'm going to do first? I only need 1 spade to get to... I only need 1 spade to get to this space. So I'm going to spend a total of 3 tools, 2 coins, to turn that into a swamp and put another workshop down. Now the Automa's in their perpendicular section, so they are potentially passing. They are passing. They will take the leftmost booster. They don't keep coins. They'll get 2 victory points because it is the first round, so they're up to 24. I'll rebuild their deck because I was horrible at remembering during Gaia Project yesterday. So we'll get that done for them. Let's see, next round is putting out schools. I would be in a pretty good position to do that coming this next round. To there. Okay, looking at my turn, I think I am going to use my special action on my round booster to go up on a track. I'm going to go up on the law track here. Then, since I've basically outrun of the board for now, I'm going to spend 1 worker, or 1 tool, and 2 coins, going down to 3. I'm going to put another dwelling down here. Then I could get 1 more... Actually, that would clean me out of workers. At which point I'd probably have to run for another worker booster. Which I could conceivably do. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm also going to take my round action to gain 5 power, which will move 2 into bowl 3. Then I get to take another action, which I think will be... I don't have enough spades to get either here or here, which is going to be way down on either of their priority lists anyway, so I'm not in a I'm not hugely worried about getting to those. I could try to make a connection here, but not that worried about that. I can't afford to... If I go for the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to spend the 2 books I just got to take this action to upgrade this workshop to another guild, which will give me another 3 victory points. So that'll bring me up 1, 2, 3 to 26. And then these 2 books are gone. Let's see, then I think I'm going to pass at that point. I'm going to leave myself with 2 workers, so I still have the option of getting the... whatchamacall next turn. So I still have the option of getting my... starting to get getting at least 1 school out, depending on what happens with my power actions next round. As for what I want to do with this, I think I'm going to take the booster of gaining a 2 points every time I send a scholar and a scholar on income phase. So that will do it for round 1. The dummy player will advance 2 on the law track. The dummy player is there for scoring purposes at the end of the game. But that will do it for round 1. Round 2 now, actually that can go back to the box now. Round 2 is all about putting schools down, and hopefully on the income phase I'll be in a pretty good position for that. On income phase, I will gain 3 workers to go up to 5. And 3 workers to go up to 5. 4 coins going up to 7. Gaining 2 power to go up to 4 power, and I'll get a scholar. We'll tip back up toward the board. The Automa is our first player. That card can actually go away. That was for initial placement at the start of the game, which I put... Here we are. I'm just going to put that back in its container now. The Automa is getting ready to take their first action, so their first action is to send a scholar with a range of 3. So 1, 2, 3. They're going to the law. They're going to the law track. 1, 2, 3. And they're not gaining any victory points for that. My first action of the round. Do I just go for a school right away? It's going to cost me 3 and 5. The question is, what do I think I need more this round? Do I think I need workers more, or do I think I need coins more? And I think the answer is I'm going to need workers more. So I'm going to take my power action now to gain 5 power, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to spend 4 of it to gain 2 tools. I keep calling them tools, or calling them workers, but they are tools. Anyway, the Automa's next action is trying to upgrade to a guild. So coming from the top of the board, 3, 1, 2, 3, they're upgrading this workshop to a guild and not getting any victory points for that. My next action, I could take the 4 power to also gain 7 coins, and I think I will. That way I can put 2 schools out this turn if I want to, and I might. Just to start getting a jump on competencies. As for the Automa, they're taking a faction action around their power structure's priority A. So on priority A, they can't get to a mountain, but they can get to a forest right here, which they'll transform that to a mountain. Then they'll build another workshop there, gaining 2 victory points, and I'll spend 1 to charge 2 power. As for my turn, I think we're going to go 5 coins and 3 tools to upgrade this guild to a school, which will give me 4 victory points, 2, 3, 4. And I get to take a competency. It's going to be the economy track the next 2 rounds, then medicine after that. I think though, this is a decision. But I think what I'll do here is I will take the 3 victory points and 2 coins on income. So that will let me get 2 economy books and advance 1 on the economy track. As for the Automa's next turn, they're potentially passing since they're in the perpendicular section of their deck. They are passing, so they'll gain 3 victory points, bringing us up to 29 all. Then they'll take the middle booster. They'll rebuild their deck. And then I've got run of the board here with 7 coins and 4 tools. Which, the question is, could I go to... Alright, so that should be uncovered. I could spend 2 books if I wanted to upgrade to a... guild, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I also have an option if I want to get my terraforming up all the way, because we do have dwelling stuff coming up in round 6. And I definitely want to start expanding sooner rather than later. So I think I am going to go ahead and spend 1 tool, 5 coins, and my scholar to go up the rest of the way on the terraforming track, which will give me 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going up to 35 victory points, which now I've pretty much locked myself out of building a school. Building another school, I'll be one coin short of being able to do that. But that's probably fine. So right, the Automa passed again, which means passed first, which means they're first player. I'm just deciding what I want to do here. What to do. I guess I probably just expand at this point. Maybe I grab this, I think I grab this plains, so they can't do anything crazy with that. So I'll spend 2 tools and 2 coins to transform that into a swamp and build a dwelling on it. I'm actually not too far from building I'm not too crazily far from building a city there. I do have to keep an eye on that potential option though, but especially if I take the option to upgrade to a guild here, and I think I will. I'll spend my 2 economy books to take the action that'll let me upgrade this workshop to a guild. And now I've got options next turn. So if I go grab another dwelling, or if I put another workshop down, I could just build a city here. But I think I am going to pass at this point. So which one do I want? I think I'm going to need... Am I going to need extra workers on income, or on the next turn? I probably am. So I think I will take the 1 on a track and 2 workers. That'll go back there. Those will get coins on them. All right, so I'm up 2 on the economy track, which means I'll get 2 extra coins. The dummy player will advance 3 on that track. 1, 2, 3. This tile can go back to the box, so we're done with that one. Then we're heading into round 3, where the goal is putting out palaces and universities. On income phase, I'm going to gain a lot of stuff. I'm going to gain a scholar from having a university out. 2 power, 1, 2, 2, 4, 6 coins, which will bring me up to 9. 5 tools, and 3 victory points, which will bring me up 1, 2, 3 to 38. That should be everything. So now I'll tip the board. So I'll tip back up to the board. We'll clear all of the X tokens off, and the Autumn will be our first player. So their first action for the round is they're sending a scholar, 1 from the left. So they're sending a scholar to the economy track, going up 3. 1, 2, 3. And not gaining any victory points for that. As for my first turn, we're looking at... Whoa! Good thing that was closed. Just about spilled my drink. We're looking at stronghold, or we're looking at palaces and universities. If I put either one down in this group, I'm going to form a city. The question is, I can probably put a palace down here. So I think I will. I'll spend 4 tools and 6 coins to upgrade this guild to a palace, which is going to give me a lot. First, it's going to give me 5 victory points for putting down a palace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it's going to give me a palace tile, which I think I want the 4 power and a competency tile. And which competency tile do I want? I think I want the book and a power on income phase for 2 up on the economy and an economy book. So that's up 2 on the economy track, which brings me up to 4, which also gains me a power. Let's see, so we got the palace, we took the competency tile, took the bonuses from that, but we also get a city tile. Now the question becomes, which one do I want? 5 victory points and 2 spades would be pretty tempting. But I think here I'm building a runaway lead so far in victory points. So far, I'm up on the Autumn right now, 43 to 29. Which one do I want is still the question. I think here I will take the... Actually, there's also an option for 5 victory points and 2 books. Which I think that'll be the one I take. Actually, no. I'm going to take the 8 victory points and a scholar. I want to start doing more with the... I got to start doing more with the research tracks. Or with the science tracks. So I'll put that there. I'll gain 8 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And another scholar. Which means now I can advance on the... Now I can advance past one of the key thresholds on one of the science tracks. As for the Autumn's next turn, they're taking book and power actions 3 from the left. So 1, 2, 3, they're taking away 3 with the 3 free spades, and they're taking away 2 workers. And getting 1 victory point for that because we're into round 3. So they're up to 30. Let's see, for my next round, I think I am going to start... working on the tracks a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up. Am I going to do it via a round action or via send a scholar or by my round booster action? I think for now I'm going to send a scholar. So I'm going to send a scholar to the medicine track and go up 3. 1, 2, 3, which will let me gain another power because I crossed the 2 power threshold. As for the Automa's next turn, they are taking a faction action around their power structures on priority B. And now I have to bear in mind that they do have 1 on the shipping track, but on priority B, they have a mountain right here that they can get to, so they'll transform that. They have actually that's a wasteland, so I'll transform that into a mountain, build a dwelling there, put a power next to it, gaining 2 points. I can spend 1 victory point to charge 2 power, and I think I will do that, which will move my last 2 power, into bowl 2. As for my next turn, I think I'm going to send this scholar to the medicine track once again, which will let me go up 2 and move my next 2 power into bowl 3. The Automa is not in their perpendicular section yet, so they are looking to upgrade 2 from the bottom of the board, trying to go to a trading station or a guild. So 1, 2, they'll upgrade this dwelling or this workshop to a trading station, getting 1 victory point, and once again I'll spend 1 victory point to charge 2 more power. So I've got 5 ready to go in bowl 3. The question is, do I want to take advantage of that 5 in bowl 3 ready to go? And I think the answer is well, this section of the board just got cut off for me in terms of making a connection. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I am going to go ahead and grab this plains while the opportunity is presenting itself. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to spend 4 power so I can use the build a workshop with a free spade. So I'm going to transform this into so I'm going to transform that into a swamp. Then I'm going to spend 2 coins and a tool to build a dwelling there. Mostly so I can start working in the middle of the board. And then the Automa is potentially passing here. They are passing. They're going to get 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they're going to take this round booster, the 6 coin one. This will get returned. They'll get their deck rebuilt. And then I have run of the board for... And then I have run of the board here for however long I want to use it. Okay. Looking at the board right now. Let's see. I'm going to use my action on the round booster to continue going up on the medicine track, which will give me another 2 power. Then I'll use my round action to gain another 5, or my faction action to gain another 5. And I'm going to spend... what am I going to do here? I could just pass here and call it a round. And, or I could turn this into a... I could turn that into a swamp now, so I'm ready to build on that in round 4. I do need to keep an eye out to potentially put my university out. But I think I am just going to pass right now. which will give me a choice of another booster. And I will take the... I'm going to take the... I'm going to take the one that's going to give me a scholar and 2 points every time I send a scholar. So these are going to get coins on them. Let's see, the Automa got their 4 victory points. For every 2 I'm up on the economy track, which I'm up 4 right now, so I'll get 2 tools for that. The dummy player will advance 4 on the economy track. 1, 2, 3, 4. That can go back to the box. And now we're into round 4, where the focus this time is on the medicine track. On income phase, I'm going to be gaining a lot of stuff here. So that's back. I will gain 2 scholars, one for the school I have out, the other because of the round booster. Then I'll gain a total of 5 power, 2, 4, 5. So I've got 9 and both 3 ready to go. Actually, yep. Actually 6 power because I've got the competency tile for that. I'm going to gain another law book, 2 4 coins, 4 tools, and 3 victory points to go back up to 52. Tipping back up to the board, the Automa is once again our first player. So for their first action, these should all be clear by the way. For their first action, they're taking book and power actions, 2 from the right this time. So they're blocking off take a mine with a free spade, or build a workshop with a free spade, and 1 book to gain 5 power. As for my first action, I think before things go crazy, I'm going to take a transform and build action, 2 coins and 2 tools, because I need one spade to transform that river into a swamp, and to build a workshop there. Then as for the Automa's next action, they're sending a scholar 1 from the right, which is where I was probably going to be going this turn, but alas, now I can't. So 1, 2. I still have that one locked up. I might actually be able to get up on the medicine tracks. Oh yeah, I should be able to get up there with still a couple of competency tiles available to get up the track. So now we're going to start fighting for position. Well, the only one I care about right now is the medicine track. But there's also a consideration of if I can put out a university this turn, and I'm far from sure that I can. You'll need, I think even if I take the 2 workers, if I spend a scholar, I can get there. So I think I'll start by spending, that's going to be 2 spades to expand out here. If I sit on a scholar, actually, I could put the university up here if I'm willing to go all in on that, and I don't think that I am. I could also take a 2 book action to just upgrade one of these to a trading station. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. I think that's the idea I like the best. So I'm going to spend my 2 economy books to upgrade this workshop to a guild. As for the Automa's next action, they are sending a scholar 3 from the left. So 1, 2, 3. They're sending a scholar up the economy track. 1, 2, 3. And gaining 3 victory points. Actually, they gain 1 victory point for the power action last round, 2 rounds ago, and they're getting 3 now. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so they're up to 41 to my 52. Actually, that's the support card. Let's see, for my next action, I think we're going to spend 4 power to gain 2 workers. Actually, to gain 2 tools. Actually, it's going to be coins that are going to be the bigger problem for me this round. As for the Automa, they are taking a faction action around their power structures on priority A. And hang on just a second while I open the window. Hopefully without spilling everything. There we are. Letting a little bit of fresh air in here. Okay, what were we saying? Automa, okay, faction action around their power structures priority A. So they are going to grab this plains and cut me off. Actually, can they go to something higher priority? Yes, they can. They can actually come out to this swamp, or to this forest, build that into a mountain, put a power structure down, and gain 2 victory points, going up to 43. I'll drop down to 51 to charge 2 power. Let's see, then looking at my next turn, let's go. Actually, we could go 6 power to convert that into a swamp, which I think we'll do. So we'll spend 2, 4, 6 power to build a mine with 2 free spades, which will be 2 coins and a tool. I'll find a swamp somewhere in here. Here we go. There's a swamp, and I'll put a workshop down here. Then for the Automa's next action, they are transforming and building around their not power structures, so down here on priority B. I've got them, actually no, I don't have them cut off. They've got a wasteland right here that they can get to, so they'll transform that into a mountain. Once I find a mountain, there we are. They'll build there. They're not getting any victory points for that, but I will spend 1 once again to charge 2 power, especially since I just moved a bunch. From bowl 1. So now I've got some options here. Let's see, that's 2, 4, 6. I'm rapidly approaching the ability to form a city right here. Especially if I go for one more expansion. The problem is it's going to cost me 2 2 tools right now. So what I think I'm going to do instead, actually, could that be worthwhile? That might be, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my round action to gain 5 power, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to spend 2 workers and 2 tools and 3 coins. I am going to go ahead with the form another city plan. I'll transform. Where do I want to transform? I think going here gives me access to a lot easier spaces to form. Actually, that's going to take me 3, so I need another tool for that space, which I think I'll use. So I'll transform there, build another dwelling, and that will give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will give me another city. The question is, what do I want for that one? I think now I kind of want these 7 points and go up 1 in all disciplines. So we'll put that here. So 7 points, which will bring me up to 57, and 1 in all disciplines on the science track, which will advance me there, 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 and that now I'm past the key threshold on the medicine track, but I also get 2 power because I crossed the 2 on the economy track. The Autumn is potentially passing here. They are not. They're trying to upgrade. They've got plenty of guilds coming up from the bottom of the board. 1, 2, 3. They're upgrading this workshop to a guild. Getting 1 victory point for that. And then I will gain a power for free. So that'll move that into bowl 3. All right, for my next action, I think now we just work on reps at this point. So I'm going to send a scholar over to the economy track to go up 2, which will give me 2 more power in bowl 3. And 2 victory points because I sent a scholar. So that'll bring me up to 59. The Autumn is potentially passing here. They're actually also in their last card of the round. The only question is if they're taking the action or not. They are taking the action. They're taking the innovation 2 from the top. So they're taking 1, 2. They're taking the one-time bonus of 5 victory points per school they have. And then they advance 1 in the whatever faction they're focused on, which right now is the medicine track. They'll be first player going into round 5. They'll gain 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rebuild their deck once again. Actually, before they do that, I'm going to give them the tile that they're supposed to get, because if I build the deck now, I'm going to forget. So we'll do that. And we'll shuffle all of this up. Okay. And then for my turn, I think I just sit on the scholar for now, because I'll gain points for every time I advance in round 5. So I think I am going to pass here. The only question is, which one do I want? I think I'm going to take the 4 coins on income, and when I pass, I get 1 level per. I get to advance 1 on a track for every school I have. So I'll get that, which will also give me the 2 coins. So now we do science rewards. I'm up at 8 on the medicine track, so I get 4 more tools, which are going to be very welcome. And we're heading into round 5, where the focus. So the dummy player also advances 4 on the medicine track. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're headed into round 5 now, where the focus is on advancing on science tracks. On income phase, I'm getting a lot of stuff once again. I'm getting 1 book, 1, 5, 6, 7 power, 2, 4, 6, 7. So I'm going to end up with 11 in bowl 3. 4, 6, 8, 10 coins. I've got 2 from the competency tile, plus 4 from there, plus 2 guilds on the board for 4, and 5 tools. So 2, 4, 5. Okay. Tipping up. Yet again, the Autumn will be our first player. So now they've got a shipping track of 2. So for their first turn, they are sending a scholar 1 from the left. So they're going to the last available scholar space on the economy track. 1, 2. And getting 3 victory points for that. 1, 2, 3. Which reminds me, I also get 3 victory points from my competency tile, going up to 62. I believe this was the action. For my turn, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a school down. Actually, do I want to put the school down right away? Actually, I think what we're going to do first, I'm going to spend 3 power. I should have had another scholar, which I'm going to have a third one now because I've spent 3 power for another scholar. For the Automa's next turn, they are taking a faction action around their power structures priority A. So they are going to grab this river space up here. Once I find a mountain for them, and they're going to gain 2 victory points for that. I can't charge any power because I don't have buildings around me. Let's see, for my next turn, I'm probably going to have to take the long way to try to connect. But I don't know that I really care right now because I think I'm doing enough on... I think I'm probably going to do enough with tracks this turn that I should be able to pull this one off. So I think here we're going to... I think here I'm going to send a scholar. The only question is where. We're going to send a scholar to the law track to go up 2, which will give me another power, but it'll also give me 2 victory points because I moved up 2 spots on the law track. As for the Automa's next action, they are taking another innovation. This one is 4 from the... This one's 4 from the top, so 1, 2, 3, 4. They're taking this innovation away. This is the building groups, which I probably wasn't using anyway. As for my next turn, I think I'm going to send another scholar to the law track. So 1, 2, which will give me another 2 power and another 2 victory points, bringing me up to 66. The Automa's next action is they're trying to upgrade. They still have a guild available, so they're going to upgrade this guild. Actually, no, they're going to upgrade this guild. Or this workshop to a guild and get 1 victory point for that. I, of course, can't charge power because I don't have anything there. What I will have, however, is 3 power, which I could use to build a bridge right here. That would cost me 2 spades. I could probably... Actually, these should all be empty. The only one that's been used is the gain a scholar. So yes, I think I will spend 3 power, 2, 3, to build a bridge, and I'll put the bridge right here so I can go grab this desert. I may have to do something about going up the shipping track, though. As for the Automa's next turn, they are transforming and building around their not power structures on priority A. So they've got a forest right here that they can get to, which they will get to. So they'll transform that and build there, not gaining any victory points for that. As for my next turn, I will go ahead and transform that. That's going to cost me 3 tools. 2 for the spades I need, and 1 for the actual dwelling, for the workshop itself. Now I've got to go looking for a swamp, which is right there, and I'll build a dwelling there. For the Automa's next action, they are taking a faction action around their not power structures, priority B. Priority B, they don't have any mountains around there. No wastelands, no forests. They've got a desert right here that they can get to. So once I find a mountain, which is right here, I will transform that, and they'll gain 2 victory points. Going 1, 2. As for my next action, I'm going to spend 2 coins and a tool to put a workshop down on this swamp nice and easy as you please. the Ottomans potentially passing here, they are not passing. They're sending a scholar. They're sending a scholar to the engineering track. Which means they're up. Nope, they're up 2 on that one. So they're probably winning on that track. As for my turn, it would cost me 4 and a scholar to advance on the shipping track, which I think I will. So I'll spend 4 coins, going down to 1, and my scholar to go up on the shipping track for 1, and that will give me 2 victory points. The Ottomans on their last card of their deck. The only question is if they're taking the action or not. They are not. So they're going to be first player heading into round 6. They'll get 5 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're taking this middle booster, and they'll return this one. We'll rebuild their deck for the last time. Question now is, what do I want to do here? Let me make sure, okay. I just wanted to make sure one of the cards didn't get turned on me. Alright, so I've got run of the board. The ideal scenario here, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spaces occupied. The ideal scenario here is I'm able to put down 3 buildings this turn. I'll have to upgrade at least 1 though. I'll probably have to upgrade something to a trading station, but the ideal scenario is I go up on the shipping track again, so I can get up to 2. It might be easier if I point this out with a laser pointer. So if I can go up 2 and put a dwelling or put a workshop down here, then expand out here, which will be easy to do because those are planes, and it's going to cost me a total of 2 spades to form those. So I'll need 2 tools for that. The question is, do I start setting that up now? Because as it is, I'm going to have plenty of spades coming in. Actually, I'm getting at least one more book this round. If I don't just... There's also an option. There's also something to be said for upgrading now. Let me go up... I could go up 2 on the law track to lock that down. Go up 2 on the law track, lock that down, and get 2 spades now. Which actually wouldn't be a terrible idea, I don't think. So, with that in mind, I'm going to spend 5 coins and 3 workers. And 3 tools. I keep calling them tools. I'm going to upgrade this guild to a school. And then that will give me the 2 spades to build on the... That'll give me 2 spades that I can use 1 time. So that'll give me a law book and let me advance 2 on the law track, which will be my second threshold that I've cleared with a city, so I can't go up on the economy track any further. But I do get to use 2 spades, which I'll use to grab these 2 swamps before anything turn those 2 into swamps before anything go crazy with them. Then it'll cost me 1 tool and 2 workers, which I am... Actually, I'm going to spend 4 power to gain 7 coins. Basically, so I don't have anything go wrong on that front. Then I'm going to just go ahead and spend a tool and 2 coins to build a dwelling here. Then I could spend 2 and 3... Actually, I could... Let's make sure I've got the dwellings all ready to go. Actually, better idea. Yeah, let's make 1 more upgrade so I can make sure I've got that all set to go. So I'm going to spend 2 tools and 3 coins to upgrade this workshop into a guild. And I think I'm going to pass after that, which means now I'll get to go up on a track per every school I have on the board. Right now I have 2. So I'm going to go up on... Do I go up on the 2 tracks where I have total control? Well, I'm going to go up on at least one of the tracks where I have total control. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to gain 5 power with my round action, 2, 4, 5. And then I get to take another action, which I think will be to... I think it'll be to pass, ultimately, is what I'll do. So I will take the... Passing is an action you can take in this game, I believe. I believe it's worded this way that you can. Where is the... Oh, here's the main rule book. At least, I've always assumed that passing is an action you can take. Yep, it looks like you can... Looks like pass is an action you can take, so I will pass here. So now about going up 2 on tracks. I'm gaining 6 power already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Advancing another 6 would put them all in bowl 3, which I think I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll advance 1 on medicine and 1 on law. And then I've got to decide what tile I want to take. I think here I'm going to take the... build a bridge and get a book during income phase, which will also give me a coin. Not that I'm necessarily that interested in the coin right now. But I am second player once again. The Automa got their 5 victory points already. The dummy player will go up 5 on the... Actually, how do they go up? I've been assuming it's based on the victory points, but I don't know if it actually is or not. Is it based on the science bonus? Because it might be based on that. Using the science bonuses on the right side of the scoreboard. Okay. So they should actually be up 3 more on... They should actually be up 3 on the medicine track, even with me on 9. Which could be worthwhile, but I'm getting rambly on that slightly, so that's... Okay, so I gave the Automa their 5 victory points. I'm up at 9 on the medicine track, so I get 3 books, which I could take an innovation with that. I would need an economy book to do that, so I'll grab that now, and a law book. So I'm basically setting myself up for next round. But we're into, speaking of that last round, we're into round 6 of the game, where the goal is about innovations and dwellings. On income phase, I get a lot of stuff. So I get a book, which it doesn't matter what type it is. It just needs to be a book. So that brings me up to 5. 1, 5, 6, 7 plus 6 from the law track is 11 power. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 power. Actually, yeah. Wait. No, that should be... Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6 is 13. So 11, 12, 13. All of it's in bowl 13, ready to go. Actually, I get a second book. I'll take another law book, because why not? Forgot about my booster. 2 for 6 coins. And 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm up to 74 now. Those should be gone that way. And I get 2 scholars. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 7 tools. So I've got plenty of tools here for whatever job I want to do on it. So 5, 6, 7. All right, tipping up to the board, the Automa is our first player. So their first action is they're sending a scholar to the last place that they could go to, which is the engineering track. So they're up 2 on that, and they get 3 victory points. They're trying to cut into my lead, 2, 3. As for my turn, do I want to grab the innovation? No, let's grab the dwellings first. So 1 tool and 2 workers, one tool and 2 coins to put a dwelling down here, and that'll give me 2 victory points for the round bonus. I was about to advance them 2, and it should be me that I'm advancing 2. All right, next up. Oh, I've got to reveal the round score for how many the dummy player has. The dummy player is considered to have this number of connected spaces. They're considered to have 14 connected spaces. Right now, I'm going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to be at 13. Actually, that's 3, 6, 9. Okay, that's not counting this swamp, which I haven't built yet. But that's going to be coming soon. Anyway, now the next Automa card, their next action, is they're taking a faction action around their power structures priority A. Okay, I think I got away with one here, because around their power structures, they don't have a forest they can get to. Yes, they do. They've got a forest up here they can get to. So that needs to turn into a mountain. And a dwelling for them, a workshop for them, which will also give them 2 victory points. And all of my power's in both 3 already, so I can't charge anything. Which, okay, now I might need to make it. Now I need to worry about making a power connection. Is there somewhere that would use? Actually, no. I want to make sure I get the innovation at some point this turn, which. Let me go ahead and grab that now, actually. So, I'm going to spend 2 law books, 2 economy books, or 2 economy books, and my medicine book. Before they do something crazy like take that away from me, because I've seen innovation cards in the deck. So I'm going to take this, which will let me immediately place a neutral school on, but I have to be able to be able to transform the space, which I think I can do. And what I'm going to do here, I believe when I take that, let me just double check. Yes, immediately build a neutral school. So I'm just going to double check this, but I'm pretty sure I have to be able to build, when you gain a neutral building. Okay, so this will work. So I'll spend two workers to transform this into a swamp, and then I'll put a neutral school there. Then that will give me a competency tile as well. The competency tile I think I want. I think we're going to take the up 3 on... Are we going to take up 3 on medicine, or... I don't think we need to. I think we'll take the one-time bonus, because as long as I can go up 2 on... As long as I can go up 2 on medicine, the dummy player won't catch me. So I'll go up 2 on medicine, gain a medicine book. That's there. And then I'll gain a one-time bonus of a tool, 2 coins, and 5 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now that we've got that figured out, the Automa's next turn. They're sending a scholar, except they can't do that. So I believe we just skip the card when they can't perform the action. I'm just double checking, but Auto doesn't perform an action this turn, so yeah, we get away with one there. Which means they don't get any... I don't think they get anything on the card. So looking at my turn, I'm going to go ahead and grab this space up here. So that'll be a tool and 2 coins. I'm going to turn that... I'm going to make that a dwelling, which will give me another 2 victory points. It's more to grab that before the Automa does something crazy with it. Their next turn is they're trying to upgrade to a guild, except they don't have one available, so they'll be going to their university, or their palace next. So they'll be upgrading their second trading station from the top, second guild from the top of the board, which will be 1, 2. They'll be upgrading that to their palace, which will give them 1 victory point, and I can spend 1 victory point to charge 2 power, which I don't need to do because all my power is full. Then, since I've got a shipping track of 1 right now, I'm going to spend another 2 coins and a tool. Actually, I can't do that yet. I need to upgrade something. I need to upgrade to a trading station first. So I'm going to spend 2 workers, or 2 tools, and 3 coins to upgrade this dwelling, or this workshop, to a guild. Now I have a workshop that I can use to upgrade. For their next turn, they are taking a faction action around their power structures, priority A. They'll be going to this mountain up here. Putting a power token there, and gaining 2 victory points. They're up to 69. I'm all the way at 83 right now. I gave myself my 5 victory points from claiming the from claiming the innovation. So I should probably do something with this power, no? What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 4 power to gain 7 coins. That'll open up my options for next turn. As for the Automa, they are taking power actions, blocking 4 from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're blocking off upgraded trading state, upgraded dwelling to a guild. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, blocking off build a dwelling with a free spade. As for me, I'm going to spend 4 coins to build I'm going to spend 4 power to gain 2 more tools. Then looking at the Automa, they're into their perpendicular section now. They're transforming and building around their power structures on priority B. They have a wasteland they can get to up here. So we'll turn that into a mountain for them. And we'll put a power next to that, giving them a dwelling, and they'll get 2 victory points. 1, 2. As for my next turn, okay, now I need to get the shipping track up. So 4 and a scholar to advance up there, and then that will give me 2 books, which I will make. I don't think it really matters what books I take here. I'll just take 2 economy books because why not? And then the Autumn is potentially claiming end of game. They are not. They're taking an innovation. 3 from the top, or 3 from the bottom, I should say. So they're claiming the 1 victory point, or the 1 time 2 victory points per dwelling on the board, which would be a lot for them right now, but they don't score off of that, fortunately for us. Let's see. For my turn, is there really much I want to do right now? I got most of the big tracks locked up. I could try to... I've already made my connection, so I think I'm just going to spend 2 tool and 2 coins to build a dwelling down here, continue making a connection there. The Automa is potentially threatening end of... They're on their last card of the deck. The only question is if they're taking the action or not. They are not taking the action. They're claiming end of game. So right now, the situation I'm in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've definitely passed the dummy player on that. I'm winning connected space. The only question now is how much can I... Well, can I run up the score and get more and start getting more points for that? I think the answer is no. Yeah, I definitely can't form another city. It's, at this point, is a super duper city. I could put down another school. Potentially. Is that even worth it at this point? I don't think it is necessarily. Yeah, actually, you know what? We'll put down another school. Actually, end of game points is a thing. So I think with that in mind, what do I want to do here? This is an interesting question. I think we'll spend the round action, or the faction action, to gain 5 power. Then I am going to go ahead and put out my last school for the game, which will cost me 3 tools and 5 coins. I'll upgrade this this guild into a school, and the competency tile I want here is I'm going to take the 3 in the engineering track for the straight engineering boost. 1, 2, 3, which will give me 1 power up into Bowl 2. And then with 1 resource, I think I am pretty much... I'll build a bridge as well, because why not? Even though the connection really doesn't matter at this point. But I'm going to pass and claim end of game. So the Automa gets 8 victory points for passing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the dummy player doesn't advance on the tracks because there's no science bonus this time. But that is end of game, so before I score, I'm going to change my battery. Alright, first on scoring we have connected spaces. The dummy player is considered to have 14 for purposes of this. The Automa's biggest connection is around their power spaces. I don't think they were able to make the connection from their power to here because I had them cut off in the middle of the board. So 1, 2, nope, they can't get there. So their biggest connection is around their power for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My biggest connection is a super duper city. I also have 2 on my shipping track, so my biggest connection is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So for connected space, I get 18 points. The Automa gets 6 because the dummy player had more spaces than them. So I get 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. The Automa gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably going to be too much of a lead already for the Automa to overcome, but let's find out moving over to tracks. On the economy track, the dummy player got to 9, I got to 7, the Automa got to 6. So I get 4, the Automa gets 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. The law track I dominated. I got up to 9 there. The Automa and dummy players got to 4. So I get 8 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because they tied, they score the 2 levels that they tied on, and then get half, and then they each would get half the points. The Automa will get 3 points in this case. 1, 2, 3. That's on the law track. On the engineering track, the Automa got to 8, I got to 4, the dummy player got to 2. So the Automa gets 8, I get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oop, should be at 98. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the engineering track done. On the medicine track, I got to 11. The dummy player got to 9. The Automa got to 4. I get 8. The Automa gets 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 1, 2. Then for resource scoring, for any 5 coins you have left at the end of the game, you get 1 point. I didn't have any left, so I don't get any points for that. But I still ran away with this game, 125 to 100. So that will do it for this playthrough of Age of Innovation. Another game in the Terra Mystica universe, and I really enjoy this one as well. Again, looking at the universe it came from, that's probably not a big surprise. As far as what I'm playing tomorrow is concerned, I don't know what I'm playing yet. I'm sure I'll be playing something. I'll know when I go. I'll know tonight when I go to set it up, but I won't probably announce it until the video goes up. Until the videos go up tomorrow. I may know what I'm playing tomorrow afternoon, but I'm not completely sure on that yet. So again, I'll have to make that decision as the day goes on. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.